In 1999, during his fourth expedition to Tibet, Professor Mundasev arrived at the sacred land of Samhara, which he called the City of Meditation. 2. This journey started from Russia, passed through Nepal, and then reached Tibet. 3. Samhara, a legendary paradise mentioned in many ancient texts of Lamism and Tibetan Buddhism, is no longer too unfamiliar to us. 4. It is also known as the Land of Peace or the City of God, where only pure hearts can live, love and wisdom reign, and people no longer suffer from pain, desire, or age. Five. Professor Mundasev's understanding of Samhara was very limited. 6. Most of the information he obtained came from Blavatsky's mysterious works and the books of Russian explorer, painter, and archaeologist Nicholas Roerich about Tibet and Samhara, after he and his wife explored Tibet for over 5 years despite being over 50 years old. 7. Information from Blavatsky and Roerich made Mundasev unable to determine exactly whether Samhara was located in the Himalayas, Tibet, or the Gobi Plateau. 8. However, his intuition told him that the City of Meditation was hidden somewhere in Tibet. Nine. Searching for the City of Meditation. 10. According to Mundasev, the path to the City of Meditation was extremely harsh, with altitudes above 5 11. Tibet is vast. This plateau alone is larger than Western Europe and is surrounded by the world's highest peaks. 12. On the ground, the grass was sparse and barren, growing 20 to 40 centimeters apart. 13. Yet large animals like yaks were still well fed, which puzzled the expedition team. 14. On higher grounds, there was only yellow moss and eroded rocks. 15. From the very beginning when they arrived in Tibet, they saw majestic mountains. 16. They didn't look very high, but we knew their actual altitude reached 6,000 to 7,000 meters above sea level. 17. The deeper they went into Tibet, the more sand they encountered. 18. Soon, beautiful crescent-shaped sand dunes appeared, but later they proved to be unpredictable dangers. 19. Especially the sandstorms accompanied by fierce whirlwinds, even without rain. 20. They not only knocked people down but also blocked vehicle paths. 21. During this Himalayan expedition, the team met Monk Arun. 22. The monk noticed the photo Mundasev took of energy streaks with pyramid-shaped spatial structures. 23. Created by the light of 2 candles in the Fazagofa cave, identical to the photo he took at the Egyptian pyramid. 24. It was also similar to the photo he took of the sacred Mount Kailash. 25. Monk Arun spoke about it with a proud tone. 26. This is the sacred Mount Kailash. I made a pilgrimage there. 27. Mundasev looked closely at the photo, thought for a moment, then looked up and said immediately. 28. This is not a mountain but a pyramid. 29. Arun calmly described Kailash as a living being. 30. I was born into a wealthy family, even very wealthy. 31. I graduated from university in Delhi but decided to devote myself to religion and become a monk. 32. For an Indian monk, the pinnacle is making a pilgrimage to Kailash and circumambulating the mountain. 33. In India, we consider Mount Kailash the most sacred place in the world. 34. I went there and knew that God allowed me to approach this holy object. 35. In India, it is said that any monk who makes a pilgrimage to sacred Kailash will be especially loved by the mountain. 36. And permitted to see a full view of the mountain unobscured by clouds. 37. Arun continued speaking with an inspired tone. 38. I believe in the living mountain. Our religious texts write that sacred Mount Kailash is connected to God. 39. Thinks with cosmic intelligence and is the center of prana forces that control the planet. 40. We never thought Kailash was a pyramid. 41. Although you look closely, it really does resemble. 42. In this country, we believe all pyramids originate from Kalash. 43. Because triangular rays in pyramids are manifestations of prana force. 44. And Mount Kalash is where all prana forces on Earth are controlled. 45. Unexplained. 46. Mount Kalash is located in the area of the Tibetan city of 47. During their stop in Kathmandu, the capital of Nepal, waiting for visas to enter Tibet. 48. The expedition team exchanged with Kutal Riss, the director of the travel company organizing the Tibet. 49. This woman told the team that, according to legend, the eyes on Nepal's stupas face towards Samhara. 50. In Kathmandu, there are two large stupas, Swayambhunath and Buddhanath. Each stupa has 4 eyes facing the 4 directions. After careful examination, Professor Munraseth discovered something special here. The eye of the Swayambhunath stupa is said to face true north. In reality, it is tilted 60 degrees to the west, meaning it faces Mount Kalash. Therefore, it's very likely that Mount Kalash is located in the Samhala region. Meanwhile, the eye of the Buddhanath stupa is tilted 12 degrees west from the north-south axis, meaning it faces Easter Island in the eastern Pacific, where 887 giant ancient stone statues are buried halfway underground. Moreover, Munraseth said, the straight line connecting Kalash and Easter Island would pass through the giant pyramid at Teotihuacan, Mexico. So is it possible that Easter Island is part of the second heavenly city that existed on Earth? Stopping there, the surprising discovery also lies inside the Swayambhunath stupa. Here, the expedition saw a bronze monument with a strange shape, looking like a displayed shrimp. While investigating the origin of this monument, Munraseth met a young man named Kiran. This person was originally tasked with preserving ancient Tibetan books in Sanskrit. Since there wasn't much work here, he took the opportunity to learn Sanskrit through textbooks and read many Tibetan texts, because these were forbidden texts that no one was allowed to read. Therefore, he was immediately fired. Currently, Kiram is fundraising for this stupa. Speaking of the strange monument, Munraseth asked Kiran, "Mr. Kiran, what is this?" "No, but I feel it. It's placed in a visible spot on a pedestal here. This is an ancient machine used by people of the past to build mountains. Tibetan texts write that this machine flew up to shape them." The young man's answer made Munraseth silent for a moment and understand. Mountain, like Mount Kalash, was crafted from stone by carving and reconstructing. Mr. Kiram, mountains were shaped by extraordinary energy released at junction points. Wherever that machine flew to, rocks and dust scattered in all directions. And that machine could accomplish everything humans thought of. It could dig deep into the ground to create tunnels, could glide on mountain slopes creating grooves, ridges, and many other things. The texts also write that human thoughts concentrated inside the machine where the energy started. Wherever the operator looked and wanted to direct it, the machine would fly there and perform all tasks. It's very likely that Mount Kalash was also built using this machine. The answer probably lies somewhere in the books that Kiram hasn't had a chance to finish reading. This machine truly fascinated Munraseth. He grasped Kiram's hand earnestly and asked, "Please tell me, is this machine a real relic from ancient times or just a souvenir?" The young man only said that it originated from Haraji. But the special thing isn't there. Kiram revealed that to start this machine, besides human thoughts, one must know the mantra. Here they call it mancha. Otherwise, the machine would remain completely motionless. It seems that mancha was never recorded but only passed down orally in a very secretive manner. The person who receives this important mantra must be someone who knows how to love others. What seems simple is actually very difficult to achieve. If we study Tibetan Buddhism, we will know that the strange monument mentioned by Munda Sathin Puram is called the Vajra, or diamond scepter. It is considered a ritual object as hard as a diamond, capable of cutting all other objects while nothing can cut it. At the same time, it also carries the invincible power of the. Perhaps Tibetan Buddhist lamas once saw this ancient machine and adopted it as a symbol in their teachings. During his later visit to Lebanon and Syria in 2005, Munda Sat discovered mountain areas with cuts made thousands of years ago by giant stone milling machines. This may suggest that the existence of stone working machines seen at the Swayambhunath Stupa in Nepal is real. The information about the strange machine just discussed also concludes today's Route 404 video. We will see what interesting things await the expedition at Mount Kailash and the city of the Celestial Emperor in the next part on the channel. For now, goodbye and wish everyone a pleasant day.